can you traumatize your child by doing cry it out? Or how long can you do cry it out before you traumatize your child? I'm crying because I'm listening to her
Because you're trying to cry it out.
Yes, I'm crying it out while she's crying it out.
So welcome again to Moms Off Script. This is our second episode. Mere, how was your day?
My day was fine. Today was a full work day. So I worked I work a part-time schedule, but this particular day that we're recording, it's a full day in terms of hours.
Right.
So I'm glad I've been looking forward to this all day. I was like really looking forward to just like, let's sit down. I poured myself a lovely glass of Pinot Noir and here we are. This is the highlight of the day right now. So.
Love it. Cool.
How was your day?
It was good. Started pretty early. Went to yoga this morning.
Yes,
started with some hot yoga today. So that was phenomenal. And then I kind of had a little day off with the kids. We did a little 2-on-1 time, 2 adults with 1 kid for a couple hours today. So we took each kid out on a little activity, which was a lot of fun. So
I'm very jealous.
Yeah, it was good. It was
way more fun than my day was.
It was really fun. So I don't normally take a day off in the middle of the week, but I felt like it was needed.
Good
so we
you.
did it. Yeah.
I feel like it's also ironic that we're talking about sleep today when both of us did not sleep well last night. That was how we started our days.
I did not sleep well because my daughter was screaming in the middle of the night. So, right. So I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. My 2-year-old was up screaming all night last night. We get that maybe once every 6 to 8 weeks of her screaming in the middle of the night. I mean, at this point, you can kind of tell the difference between when they're having a nightmare or a night terror, like they're crying in their sleep.
They're crying that they need you.
Versus like they are awake and they are feeling abandoned or they need you or they need something.
Yeah.
And so for me, this past night was like, she was definitely awake. She definitely needed something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at the point where like, she definitely could soothe herself to sleep, but I was up at that point. And
like,
it's kind of like, exactly. So about every six to 8 weeks, we're getting like,
one interrupted night.
Yeah. And so
which isn't bad.
Some nights from my son, but it's really not as bad with him anymore now that he's in like a big boy bed and he knows how to soothe himself back to sleep. He's like all about using its Tony box to get back to sleep.
He's so cute with that Tony box.
Oh my God, he's obsessed with it. So not a plug, but Tony box, we love you. We love you in our house.
Do you want to sponsor us?
Yeah, right? Hey, I know we're just starting out.
We've got 2 upstairs.
Yeah. I mean, we also have 2, so, because, we can't share toys, so.
God forbid.
You just went through a really crazy sleep transition in your house.
Talk to me about that. We did. So, my oldest is 4, and he is a great sleeper. He's always been a good sleeper. We were intentional about sleep training. I'll use that term loosely with quotes around it.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit.
And he's a great sleeper. He's always been a great sleeper. My youngest, my 2-year-old, has taken a lot more work to become an independent sleeper and soothe herself to sleep and all of that. And she was very dependent on her passy. She called it her yaya. And we gave it up 2 weeks ago exactly today.
Wow. Today? 2 weeks ago today?
2 weeks ago today.
Wow. How's that been going?
It's honestly been okay. And I cannot believe I'm saying those words. So like if you are a person who like is dreading any transition, but the passy transition particularly, like for me, the worst part about it was the buildup in my head of like, oh my God, it's going to be so bad. When are we going to do it? When's the right time? When am I willing to interrupt my sleep for a month because it's going to be so bad?
Right.
I like built it up in my head so bad. And finally one day I was just like, today's the day and we're doing it. And
I love that.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm tired of stressing about it. We took a box. We showed her, we said, you're a big girl now. You're 2. We're going to put all your passies in this box, all your yayas. And we're going to give this to new babies so that they can have passies. And she was like on board with the concept. She tossed them in and I tucked them out of sight. And very quickly she was like, wait, so like, when do I get those back? And we were like, no, that we are done with them now. And, the first couple nights were really rough. Like the first night, I should say. The first night was rough and we got through that one really bad night. And since then, it's been just 5 to 10 minutes of fussing. And even the last couple nights was nothing. Like Joe and
That's
I
phenomenal.
have both put her down, and she's just like, good night.
Do you feel so proud?
I do, of both of us. Like,
yeah.
Of myself for like just pulling the trigger and doing
Knowing
it.
it was the time.
Yes, and trusting my instincts in that regard, and of her, because for her passies were her loveys. She did not have another lovey. Like my son had a passy, but he has a puppy that is his like lovey.
Yeah.
So when he gave up passies, we're like, but you can keep puppy. When AJ gave up passies, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm taking this from you. Right? I feel like such a bad mom. So she got through it though, and like we're 2 weeks into it now.
That's
and
amazing.
I think we're good. Like she still wakes up maybe once a night, and just you can tell she's just trying to get herself oriented and like settled back without it. And she's used to having that to like get herself back to sleep, but without it, she's just trying to figure it out. But honestly, it was not even 5% as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
That's fantastic. Congratulations
Thank you.
to you.
Cheers.
And
Cheers
your daughter. You crushed it. Love that. I love it. Yeah, we never had a passy thing.
I don't know if I'd rather have one or not.
I don't either. Like, I don't know.
It's a tough
and
one.
like, I think there's a lot of like conversation around using passies and not using passies.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't use them unintentionally. Like we didn't plan to not use them.
Yeah.
It was almost like a bummer in the beginning.
Yeah.
That they didn't take them. I think both of my kids took a passy for about, I don't know, somewhere between 2 to 8 weeks, like no more than 8 weeks were they really
That's wild
like
to me.
dependent or like needing or wanting a pacifier, which like if for my like long-term mom brain, I was like, this is good.
Right.
But like in the moment, like it was awful. I was like, yeah, like come on, dude. Like they take the pacifier and go to sleep, or like please stop crying. Anything to get you to stop crying.
Or just detach from my boob for 2 minutes, please.
Yeah. Well, they had to attach first, but like there was that. So, you know, my son he had a hard time latching. So like the need for the pacifier was there.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, come 2, 3, 4 years old, we didn't have to wean them off of it, so it was fantastic. But like,
it's like do you want the pain at the beginning when they're babies, or later when you have to pick them up?
To be like let's we're not it's comparing apples to oranges here, but like both of our situations ended up great.
Yeah, worked out.
It sounds like right.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like it's only been 2 weeks, but like
no, I think we're good.
You get there. Yeah. You figure it out.
You definitely do.
So like my son was very colicky and trying to figure that piece out. And he wasn't necessarily colicky. He had reflux, which felt like colic in the moment. But like, God bless you if your child has colic, because neither one of mine actually had true colic. And I've heard that it's very challenging.
Yeah.
For lack
I know
of a
people who've
term.
gone through that, and I don't know how you do it.
Maybe we'll get somebody on to talk about it.
Yes, I have people.
Let's do it. I can't wait for that episode. But that's not today. No. That is not today, because we're talking about sleep. Mm-hmm. Did you, going into kind of when you had your first, did you guys plan for sleep? Did you talk about sleep when you were pregnant, or like what was your thought process around sleep, and what was your plan there?
Absolutely nothing, which is crazy to me, because you know me, I am a type A planner through and through.
Crazy, yeah.
Like I would like everything exactly the way I would like it, just so please. So it blows my mind that it wasn't something we thought about ahead of time. I'm not
gonna lie, when you did tell me that, like you were in preparation for this, I was like, no, that's not
There's
real.
No way. We did everything else. And I was very focused on the birth itself, because I was hoping for a low intervention, unmedicated birth. So I was very focused on prepping for the birth. And we were thinking about afterwards with like breastfeeding. We took a breastfeeding class and like that whole thing. But like in my mind, I was like, it's a baby. The baby's going to sleep. Like, what do you mean? The baby just sleeps. Oh my God.
You were wrong. You were wrong.
So wrong. I was so wrong. So
some babies do sleep though.
This is true. And our first was like that. But we still had to be intentional about building good sleep habits. And I will say my approach to it was a straight 180. Once my baby was born, sleep became borderline obsession for me in terms of like kind of an unhealthy obsession, to the point where, and I'll talk about this, like with my second, I wanted to approach it differently to make sure it wasn't a thing that I was stressing about. But it very much became a focus for me, because it was so important to me that me and my husband and my baby were getting good sleep so that we could like function.
Yeah.
And it continues to be a priority for me, but it's not so unhealthy now.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'll say about that.
So
no prep at all, but you were better about it.
I did prep. But I think like to kind of your story, and I think we'll get into this in a little bit, but like there's beauty in not planning.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think that like you figured it out in a way that was like so successful for you, and not having a plan allowed you to then have a trial and error process.
1,000%. And be more flexible. Because I think coming into it with no plan, I was like, well, I can do whatever's going to work right now. And I think maybe if I had come in very rigid of like, this is what I want, I would have been like, my brain wouldn't have been able to comprehend.
Right. Because your type A personality is like, this has to work.
It has to be like
if this doesn't work like this.
The book said.
Right. And
like,
so for you, in hindsight, not having a plan and knowing your personality, blows my mind that you didn't have a plan, but like for your sake, like
you're
it turned out like so good for you.
You're so right.
Especially like you said with your second, like you went into it with such an open mind.
Yes. The second I was much more intentional around, I still wanted to prioritize sleep because I saw what a difference it made when all of us were well rested.
Right.
For all of us.
Oh my God. It's such a game changer.
Oh
when
my
you have
God.
a plan.
And
in
like,
that respect.
When that first happens, like the first time your baby sleeps for like 8 hours and you're like, first of all, you wake up and you're like, are they dead? Like that's your first reaction. You're like, are they breathing? Oh my God. And the second one is, I think my boobs might explode because they're not used to that long stretch. Okay. And then it's, I could rule the world today.
Love it.
On 8 hours of sleep. So I knew how good it felt and how much better we all did when we had good sleep. So it was still a priority for me, but I knew I had to let go of some of the like stranglehold I felt around it. So a quick example of that was with Teddy and I first, if he took a nap and it was a short nap, like 20 minutes, I would spend 45 minutes trying to extend that nap by like rocking him back to sleep in the bassinet. If he wouldn't sleep, then I'd pick him up and snuggle him and we'd extend that nap. And A, you just can't do that with the second one because you have a toddler running around.
Right.
And B, it just didn't feel as though it was worth my time. I was like, if she takes a short nap, she takes a short nap. And we get up and we have a wake window and we try again next time.
Right.
And that was a much healthier approach for me. So we still prioritized good sleep habits and independent sleep and things that were important to me. But it was not so much of a, like, the world is hinging upon we get a full sleep cycle. So
yeah. No, we went into it with a plan. Like you said, I had done some research with Moms on Call, which is a book. My sister is the one who introduced me to Moms on Call. She called it her Bible. We did not use it as a Bible. We did not use it to a T. I know that there are some families out there that do. It's a very incredible resource if you're looking for a lot of structure and you want to be able to follow a step-by-step guide. For us, we really needed a framework to work within and then figure out our schedules within that.
And Moms on Call wasn't just sleep. It was kind of like everything.
It was everything. Like it gave you like when they eat, when they sleep, how long they sleep. It was very, very detailed. We wanted a schedule. We knew that. And so we went in with the idea that we were going to do it. But I did not know, and I don't know how I missed this. Like, I don't know where in the world I missed the fact that they flip their nights and days. So when you're pregnant, you're moving around all day. You feel some kicks here and there, but mostly baby's just chilling.
You're rocking them to sleep.
Yeah, like they're just chilling in there. They're like in their little like water bed, like hanging out and relaxing. When you go to sleep is when they start kicking and you're, like you can see everything.
Yes.
Like
unfortunately, because you're trying to sleep.
Because you're trying to sleep. So you're not moving, you're not soothing them, yada, yada, yada. I mean, when we talk about the 5 S's, which I don't even remember what they are, and like we reviewed them going into it. I think it's like shushing, swaddling, side lying. Yeah, like you lay them on the side.
Yes. Shushing, swaddling, side lying. Sucking.
And there's one more.
Sound.
No,
that's
shushing.
Shushing, swaddling, side lying.
It's going to come to one of us.
It will. I want to say like blackout lights or like silence.
No. I don't know.
Soothing?
They're the 5 S's of soothing.
Oh.
So I don't know. But whatever.
Clearly,
you know what?
Here's the deal.
When we edit this, I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen.
Brilliant.
At this. So we know
just look stupid.
Yeah, whatever.
The last one, it's like right here.
It's literally like, I'm going to be like, what the heck? But anyway, all of those things are happening to your baby during the day. They're hearing the sounds.
Swinging?
They're swinging.
Is it swinging?
Maybe
Swinging?
it's swinging. Maybe. It sounds like it might be right. So whatever it is, those things are happening during the day. When you lay down, they're not. So when they arrive, finally, however they choose to arrive into the world, they don't know their days and their nights. I missed that. So the first couple weeks were a little rough, but then we were very, very diligent about their sleep. Like both of my kids, my son in particular, my firstborn, had a lot of eating struggles, or challenges rather. Didn't latch. I was like hell-bent on, using breast milk. My supply, I had an oversupply. I donated over 1,000 ounces between both my kids. But it became an obsession. Pumping became an obsession, which we'll talk about down the line. But I was feeding them every 3 hours. And so they were napping and they were doing their things. Our work schedules got a little goofy, and we planned our work schedules around their nap schedules. They slept well. And then when we had our second, to your point, we were so understanding of the need for the entire family to be rested in some form or another. And so we put systems into place, right? So with my second, we had shifts. We did shift work. So if one of us was on from 10 until, say the baby went down at 10, the shift was 10 to 2. Like that's who was on that shift if the baby woke up. And now I'm talking like once they're starting to sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Or a little bit further down the line. But one would be in charge of our son and one would be in charge of our daughter. And we would kind of break it up in shifts like that. And yeah, I mean, I think the second one it's never going to be less challenging because you're going to get different challenges and there are different kids. So they're going to sleep differently, but the way you approach it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. I still think like our daughter was an objectively harder baby, like by any measure and any way you could measure objective difficultness of babies. AJ was harder, but it was an easier experience overall for us as parents because we were more equipped for what to expect. Right.
And you learn how to communicate or you don't, but
hopefully a little bit,
but like, I don't know, whatever. We're all still learning.
That's a whole other episode of like working with your partner and preparing in that way.
For sure. But yeah, I think that as far as the process, it got a little bit easier. And yeah, I mean, I think for us, we just researched it and we wanted sleep to be a part. And it's still a priority for us. Like nap time is nap time. Yeah. Right. Like our son, he's 4 years old, 4.5 almost. He still has quiet time. He goes to his room. He doesn't nap. They say he naps at school every couple days, but he doesn't nap at home on the weekends, but he is in his room for 2 hours. Yeah. Because that is his scheduled like rest time. So it's still something that we're like pretty like diligent about or like mindful. Yeah. We want, because we also need our time. But
I wish Teddy would still go into his room for 2 hours a day. We did quiet time for a while, but he was ready to be done with it.
It's getting more challenging. Like we have to get a little bit more creative with it. But he's doing a really good job with it. So I want to get into like sleep training and this whole idea around like language and the wording behind it, because would you consider what you did with your kids like training or like sleep training?
I think with AJ we did. We formally sleep trained with AJ. With Teddy, I think we were really intentional around good sleep habits, and we had a good kind of a set of core principles that we followed, and he was a good sleeper and that was all he needed. We never had to formally sleep train. AJ we did, and we did cry it out for her, which like we can talk about it, but oh my god, it was so hard and it was not what I wanted to do. Like it's like, honestly, I feel vulnerable even saying that we did it because it has a connotation of like, oh my god, you're a bad parent, you let your child cry. But if you if you're in it and you're a mom and you think that that's what's going to work for your kid,
do it.
Trust your instincts.
Trust your gut.
I knew that's what was going to work for her, and it did. We sleep trained her a year ago.
Okay.
Doing Cry It Out.
Yeah.
And that worked.
Yeah.
That worked for her.
Yeah. I mean, I struggle with the word training.
Me too.
Like as far as like just a concept, because I think like to your point, like it puts a stigma on it.
Yeah.
Right. And like the kids, like, they don't know. And you don't know, right? And so, and every kid's a little bit different. So for me, like just the word sleep training, I feel like needs to be debunked. And
yeah, what do we even say instead? Sleep practice.
No, like I don't know, like
sleep support. It's
sleep
like how
support,
do you
right?
how
like,
do you teach your kid the skills to fall asleep independently and stay asleep and sleep well?
So yeah, exactly. And like every single kid is different.
Yes.
Right. And so like to your point, you have, you know, one kid that was a good sleeper, you had one that you had to do Cry It Out with. And like both of those methods were ways to like teach them how to sleep. Yeah. But the idea behind sleep training or like even Cry It Out or whatever has these like negative stigmas around it. Because they're learning.
Yeah.
And they're developing. I think that's it, like sleep development, right?
Support
like,
through the phases of development. Like you can't sleep train a 2-month-old baby,
right?
You can't,
and you can't train them to do anything.
No,
they don't have the formation in their brain to be trained.
Right, exactly.
Right? They have the formation in their brain to learn skills and develop skills, but not necessarily trained. Which I don't really know what the difference is, but like the words, right? It's the language, it's the dialogue, it's the rhetoric behind the words sleep training.
And you know what I think we should say very clearly, because, and I'll speak for myself, but I think you'll agree with me with this, is that I think both of us took a very intentional approach to independent sleep, but that's not the only way to do it. And I think you and I both feel the same way, where you've got to do what works for you.
100%.
And if that is co-sleeping, if that is independent sleeping, if that is 100%. Floor mattress, if that is a crib, if that is a bassinet, like whatever works for you, if what you're doing is safe and it works for you,
right?
Applause to you.
100,000%.
Yes.
Like you are just as much as new at this as they are, right? Whatever you need to do we've talked about the gut, right? We've talked about this a little bit already. In your gut, you know what's best for your kid, right? Keeping them safe, number one priority.
Yes.
Keeping you safe is like 1A. Like it's not even priority not even number 2. Like it is a subset of priority 1. And that might mean like you need to set your baby on the floor. That might mean that you don't want to go sleep. You're working on independent sleeping, but they're screaming in the middle of the night and you are so exhausted that the only thing you can do is just snuggle them in your bed so that you are both sleeping for a night. Maybe it's an extension of that. Like whatever works best for you, you know, it is what you need to do.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And it's no different no matter how many kids you have, because you are new at being a mom of 2.
Or that kid.
You are new at being a mom of that kid. You are new at being a mom of 6. You are new at being a mom of 4. Like you've never done this before. You've never done it.
Yeah.
This kid has never done it. So this idea that there's a right way and a wrong way is bullshit.
We just need to scrap that idea for everything. Every episode is going to be, there's no right way.
There's no wrong way. Like that's our common theme here,
like as long as you're being safe.
We're literally like, there is no script for this. None.
Absolutely. You're doing
so right. Like enough of my soapbox. My soapbox is over. Talk to me a little bit more about Cry It Out and like what your like method was with your daughter, because we also did Cry It Out. I think we approached it a little bit differently maybe. I'm actually not 100% sure. I know we prepped a little bit and we've talked about this as friends. But like talk to me more about what your method was with your daughter, why you did it and all of those things. Cause I'm very interested because like I said, we did it as well.
Yeah.
And I think we might've had a little bit of a different,
Yeah. So it's not like I Googled like, how do you let your baby cry it out? Right. So But I'm going to preface by saying that with our first, again, we never really had to do formal quote unquote sleep training. He was a good sleeper. And I felt like, thanks, girl.
Gotcha.
I felt like with AJ, what led us to believe that we needed to do it and feel as though that was going to be the right thing is that we were doing the same things we had done for Teddy, right? And like, if she cried, we'd give her 5 to 10 to 15 minutes and then we'd go in and check on her. And it became, she was just waiting for us to come in, right? She was not even attempting to soothe herself to sleep. She would, when we would pick her up, she'd immediately stop crying. She was fine. And she'd be like, I want to read a book, right? Like not saying that, right? She was a baby, but she'd be pointing at her books, like just ready to party. It was just up and did not understand that like it's bedtime. And us going in there was not sending the right message. It wasn't helping her go to sleep. It was telling her it was time to get up. So that was when my husband and I had our conversation about like, what if we just don't go in there?
Right.
And I was like, I don't think I can handle this. So we agreed that we were going to try it.
Yep.
And my husband put her down the night that we were going to try it. And I went to the grocery store. I was like, I can't be in the house.
I remember this.
Yes.
I got a text that night.
Because I was like, I can't.
And I think it came out of nowhere. I think it was very much like, we are doing this thing.
Yeah.
Like AJ's crying right now in her crib and I am leaving and I'm at the grocery store.
Yes.
Like,
so that's what we
everyone
did.
Pray for me. Like that's like, I mean, I probably still have it, but like word for word.
Yeah,
like,
it was bad. So my husband put her down. I very quickly departed the premises and went to the grocery store.
I love that for you.
I was like, I just can't listen to it. Like,
no, it's so hard.
You know, as a mom, how it is when your baby is not just like, like it sounded like someone was peeling the skin from her bones. Like, what is happening in there?
Right.
Like you would literally think she was being stabbed. But I was like, I can't listen to this because I know she's physically okay.
Right.
And I've already committed to the idea that I'm not going in there. So I don't need to torture myself by sitting here.
Now, let me ask this. Do you have a video monitor on her?
I do.
Okay.
So I could see her. I knew she was laying in bed screaming. She was physically safe, but I had committed to not going in and I was just torturing myself by being there and listening. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to leave. I went grocery shopping. I came home and she was asleep. I was gone for maybe 30 minutes.
Wow.
And I asked Joey, like, how did it go? And he was like, she fell asleep about 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Second night. Oh, and then she slept through the night. Let's just say that. Okay. Right? So she screamed herself to sleep for 30 minutes.
How old was she?
She was like 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and she was like sleeping okay before this, but she was doing like the classic 4:30, 5 o'clock wake up. One of us would have to go in and settle her down. Then the other one would have to go in and settle her down. Like, she was close to being a good sleeper, but like not solid.
Not what you needed.
Not what I needed. I need you to sleep from 7:30 to 7:30.
Okay, type A mama. Like,
come on. Okay. Come on. So she, the second night she cried for about 10 minutes and the third night she cried for 3 minutes and then she was good. So at that point she was falling asleep at 7:30. She was sleeping through the night till 7 o'clock.
Great.
We did a couple times have to kind of redo it. Yeah. It's like she had a little regression. It's like she was testing us to be like, wait, actually, I'm not about this anymore and I need you to stay here. And we were like, girl, what? Like nothing has changed. I think the biggest key with my son and my daughter was consistency. Someone gave me this advice when I was in the throes of new motherhood and dealing with the, newborn days. Someone said to me, don't do for one night what you're not willing to do for every night.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such good advice. Now there's exceptions to this, right? If your baby is sick, if you're traveling, right?
Absolutely.
And you end up like...
And like your baby is going to get sick and you should travel.
Yes.
So
like that's fine. There's exceptions to that. But if it's a normal night and you decide to curl up on the floor next to your baby's crib, you better be okay with doing that for however long, right? Because that's what they're going to expect you to do. So we were pretty intentional around not doing for one night what we weren't always willing to do. Right. So we would go in, we would comfort, we would pick up, we would soothe, obviously age dependent, kind of what was developmentally appropriate for their age. But when she reached 1 year old, we were like, she can sleep through the night. Right. And she's capable of soothing herself to sleep. It is developmentally appropriate for her to sleep through the night. And we're going to help her get there by removing ourselves. Because when we went in there, we were interrupting her ability to figure it out on her own.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we did. It sucked. I should say, you know what? I'm going to back up because I said that first night after the 30 minutes of crying that she slept through the night. That's not true. She woke up in the middle of the night and cried for, I'm not kidding you, 3 hours. I think I've mentally blocked that out, which is why I'm only recalling it now. She cried for 3 hours, and I was in my bed.
Did you go in there?
No.
My God.
I was in my bed.
God bless you.
My husband and I were sitting up in bed. I was on my phone and I had Googled, can you traumatize your child by doing cry it out? Or how long can you do cry it out before you traumatize your child? I'm crying because I'm listening to her
Because you're trying to cry it out.
Yes, I'm crying it out while she's crying it out. And God bless my husband, because he was just like, it's okay. She's safe. You know, she's safe. Like, everything is okay.
Yeah.
She's learning how to figure it out. And eventually she did. She fell asleep. And that built the foundation for her of understanding. She was building the confidence in herself to be like, okay, I did it. I learned and I fell asleep, right? It's hard to share that because there are parents who are going to hear that and go, oh my God, you monster. You let your child cry for 3 hours.
Right.
But again, as a mom, this is what you have to learn how to do, is trust yourself and know what's right. And I knew, as hard as that was what was right for her. Mm-hmm. My daughter and I have an incredible bond. She's probably a little too attached to me. It's mommy this, mommy everything, nobody else. And I will tell you, we did cry it out, and our bond is as strong as ever. So don't worry about, like, if you're the person who's like, oh, I feel like cry it out would be right, but I'm going to screw up my child, or like they're going to hate me, or it's going to ruin our bond. Yeah. It's not going to happen. I really feel as though letting her figure it out on her own and get herself to a place of independent sleep was a confidence boost for her, and helped, like, it almost like, it was like, I trust you to figure this out. Right. You can do this. Absolutely. And I'm not going to come and interrupt your ability to figure this out. Right. And like now we're like a year later, right? So she's 2 now, and she is the most independent. I do it by myself. That's what she says about everything. Oh, yeah. I do it. Mommy, AJ do it. Mommy, I need space. About everything. Yeah. So she is the type of person who knows she can do it. When she thinks she can do something, she's like, get out of my way. I'm going to do it myself. And I really feel like I sensed that about her, even at a young age, and was like, she's going to figure this out on her own, and I'm just getting in her way.
Well, and I think for you, like, that sets both of you up for these types of situations in the future. Like, you have learned that you can trust her, you can trust yourself. Yes. She has learned that, like, you aren't going to put her in a harmful situation. Yes. And that you are trusting her to figure something out. Mm-hmm. Now, like, whether they understand that concept at 1 or not, it's somewhere deep in their subconscious, right? Like, there's a foundation there. Yes. And every time that she's in a situation where you might want to help, but you know you need to kind of give her space, like, you have this scenario at 1, right? It'll get even stronger when you have this scenario at 2.5 or whatever, that with the passies. Yes. Right. And so, like, you build off of this as a mom over time and, you know, within your life. So I think that's really, really cool. And I think the partner support is, like, super important. So key. And, you know, like, if you're doing this journey with a partner, having that communication skill set to be able to say, like, we are doing this, like, it's not your choice to do cry it out. It's not your partner's choice to do cry it out. It's not your baby's choice. It's a process that you're doing together. Yes. I know for us in our house, when we did our version of cry it out we did it with both of them in scenarios, you know, and to your point, like, the consistency piece, I don't remember, like, the day we did it or anything like that, but I do remember sitting on the couch, right, with Alan, with my husband, just being like, how long do we wait? Can we go in? Can we go in? Okay. And we did a method where it was very much like cry for 10 or 15 minutes and then go in and, like, reassure them that we are there, but we are not like going to get them out of their crib. I think that was a big one for us, was like, once you're in your crib, and that's still pretty big for us. Like, last night when my daughter got up, I didn't really let her get out of her crib. Like, she's going through this thing right now where she says she's thirsty. Like, it's a stalling tactic. My son's stalling tactic is telling us he loves us. So that's adorable, but it's also like, okay, I know you love me. Thanks.
Can I do a quick sidebar?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So tonight I'm saying to Teddy, I'm like, good night. I love you so much. I love you more than the sun and the stars. He goes, I love you more than the moon. I'm like, I love you more than the sky. He goes, I love you more. And, like, we're just escalating. Yeah. I go, I love you more than the universe. He goes, I love you more than what's above the universe. And I go, yeah, what's above the universe? And he looks at me and goes, the rainforest.
What?
I don't know.
Wait, that's so good.
So I was like, you win.
That's amazing. I'm obsessed. Yeah,
Sidebar.
no. So my son, his favorite stall tactic is to say, Mommy, I forgot to tell you something. So like draws me in.
Yeah, what?
I love you.
And what are you supposed to be? Be like, go to bed.
My face literally is like, I love you too. Go to bed. Like it's like clockwork without a doubt. But so we were very much like, you're not getting out of your crib.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was
non-negotiable but you're in your bed,
when it was kind of in that like cry it out phase. We never had more than probably a 20 to 30 minute stint that we wouldn't get up and go in, but we would, you know, it was definitely a moment where we needed to work together. Mm-hmm. And there were moments where he wanted to go in and there were moments where I wanted to go in and the other person had to be strong for each other. So like, if you are doing this with a partner, having their support and like communicating what the plan is and like knowing what are the boundaries that we're setting. And like, I think something that we've been working through is like understanding that like there are the boundaries and then there are the boundaries that I can set and the boundaries that he can set based on kind of like our individual take on the approach.
Yeah.
But we both understand those boundaries. Mm-hmm. So like making sure that we're communicating about that piece. But our cry it out was not necessarily as like profound in our house. It was very much like they're old enough. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't,
I've tried literally everything else. I don't know what else.
Yeah. It was just the next logical step for us.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that I felt vulnerable about doing or like I was a bad mom for doing. I mean, I definitely probably said like, are we bad parents? You know, while we're both trying to like not go in the room, but like never did I say it in a way that like was damning to my soul, worried. Right? Yeah. That I was genuinely like,
I'm very glad that was the case.
Yeah. And I don't think that's the case for many women.
It just seems like whatever you do, there's a way you could be like, oh, I'm a bad mom.
Well, and whatever you do, there's somebody who's going to disagree with you.
Yes.
But like literally, however I put my right foot in front of my left foot, someone's going to tell me it's wrong, right? Like,
yes. So you might as well just do what you think is best.
Just do what you think is best, which probably isn't very helpful for anybody. But so I don't really know why we're doing this podcast.
The goal of this podcast is not to tell you what to do.
No,
it's
by no means
it's to tell you what to do. That if you don't know what you're doing, you're in good company.
Moving along. Thank you for sharing all of your sleep stories and all the stuff that kind of you went through as a new mom and as a mom of toddlers.
Yeah, go us.
We're going to move along to our next segment. So we're going to do a lightning round. Mere, do you want to tell us about it?
Yes. So the lightning round, we are going to take turns every week.
Okay.
So this week I have prepared a set of lightning round questions for you.
Okay.
They are on theme, so sleep related.
Okay.
And the idea is that they are rapid fire questions that you need to answer like instinctually with like a short word or phrase. Shouldn't be long answers.
Okay.
Are you mentally prepped?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I feel like I love this. I feel like I'm into it already. Like, let's get into it. Let's do it. I love this idea. Let's go.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Passies.
Yes.
Sound machines.
Absolutely.
Blackout curtains.
I mean, if you need them, I didn't use them.
How did your kids not need blackout curtains? Pause. The lightning round.
This is the lightning round. Quick synopsis. We just never used them. I was trying to switch their nights and days and I don't know. I just never used them. And now I don't have to wean them off of them.
Okay. So I'm already breaking the rules for the lightning round. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to wean off. My kids still have their blackout blinds. That's fine. Anyway.
Yeah. Someday they're going to meet somebody who doesn't use blackout curtains and that's going to be it. It's going to be a relationship over. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah.
Would you rather your kids stay up late or wake up early?
Yes, stay up late because that's kind of where we're at. I mean, they don't stay up too late, but like they're in their beds at 8:30, which I feel like is late.
That's pretty late.
Yeah.
Okay. Carrier naps.
Yes.
Stroller naps.
Yes.
Car naps.
Absolutely.
Contact naps.
100%.
I miss contact naps.
Me too.
I was gonna say I hated them at the time. I did not. I did enjoy them at the time, but it's so hard.
It's so hard to
let go of the
learn
to-do
how to
list.
enjoy it. Like there's like you have to learn to enjoy it.
Yes, you have to surrender to the contact app.
Yeah, and like, oh my god, here's another soapbox. But like when people tell you like, oh, love it, you're in it, you're gonna miss it when it's gone. You might, but like you're also in it. So like that's also
it's the least helpful thing that people say.
It's the least helpful thing people can say. Don't tell people they're gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it so much one day. Will I miss wiping my kid's butt while they're screaming in my ear because I took away her passy? You want to trade? Tell me again about your kid's busy sports schedule.
It doesn't get easier, it gets different.
Yeah, well.
It's just fucking hard.
It's the worst thing that people say to people.
Literally the worst thing you can say to people.
Just wait for this.
You're going to miss this. Just wait.
All right, on that note, wrap us up, Meg.
All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Moms Off Script.
We're so glad you guys are here.
Yeah, this is so fun. Follow us on our socials. Take some time. Open your Instagram. Open your TikTok. Moms Off Script. MOMSOFFSCRIPT. Moms Off Script. So follow us there, Instagram, TikTok. You can also email us. Same handle, momsoffscript@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you think of our episodes. If you have stories about sleep that you want to talk to us about or share with us, we'd love to hear them. Also, we'd love to hear your questions.
Yeah, feedback, questions. Send us an email. Maybe we'll read it on the podcast.
Yeah, we'd love to answer anything that you have to ask us on the podcast. Maybe we'll start doing like a listener mail.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic. So send us your emails. If you love us, subscribe.
We'd love to have you here. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you all for listening. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay.